Michael Hefling, you better be wearing your big girl panties. Come Saturday, I'm gonna take you down.
In response to Rusty House Challenge, I accept. You better bring what you got, boy. I'm gonna whoop your ass. And by the way, you better find some new boggers because I'm pretty sure you left them at the car show.
Hi, we're Mountain Mania Mudsports and this is our fall event.
It's been cooking for about 7 hours.
My name is Alan, and I have an addiction. But drugs or alcohol have no part in my life. I've never smoked anything, never chewed tobacco, never drank a beer, though that doesn't stop me from having friends that do. Safety, respect, and responsibility doesn't mean that you can't have fun. We live in the inland Northwest, a land of mud, rocks, and mountains. In my world, Larry is the delivery guy, and Jeremiah is the cable guy. We're a big group of people of all different types that share a common interest, and for the most part, all get along. It's like one big happy and slightly dysfunctional family. Regardless, I'm honored to share my journey with all of these people I call friends, and I want to share their stories with you. This is my life of big trucks and low bucks.
I'm returning back to my place in Allentown after a weekend at the Purcell Trench Ranch with the Mountain Mafia. But first, I'm throwing out all the things that my trailer destroyed last week. And now I'm walking around the property trying to figure out what I want to take to the Mountain Mania Mudsports Mud Bog event this coming weekend. But it seems like everything that I have up here needs a lot of work, and I don't have a lot of time to work on everything. It used to be where I could throw something together real quick out of what I had laying around, but I just feel overwhelmed with all this stuff. So many things going on, so many projects, so many ideas, so many parts everywhere, and then parts and tools I can't even find. So in that aspect, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I may not take anything at all, or I may try to throw something together. I don't know. There's lots of options here, but unfortunately, one of the options I don't have is a lot of time or money. So, walking around here, I'm trying to get some ideas, trying to figure this out. I mean, there's the crew cab, there's the Blazer. Heck, I haven't driven that in a year. Even a couple of my rigs that are closer to being running that don't need a whole lot, like my GMC here, well, I still got to do some stuff to it.
Pull the headers off my 1980 GMC because I've been meaning to change the headers on them anyways so that I can hook up the exhaust. The collectors are damaged on these, which would be okay for open headers, but I need to run full exhaust on this so it's streetable. Nick Burns needs a pair of headers for his mud bogger, so it's going to work out perfectly. I'm going to pull these off and drop them off with him on my trip into town.
I probably have enough time to throw another pair of headers back on this truck so I could run it, but every time I take it out, I break Dana 60 axle shafts in it for some reason, and I'm tired of fixing things like that. In fact, I have a broken axle shaft still in it from the last time I drove it, so I'm just going to bring these headers to Nick Burns to sell them to him, and we'll deal with this truck later. Nick is getting ready for the Mountain Mania Mudsports event also.
And this is a 91 Chevy Suburban that I built on a military 6.5 bob frame, and then with a 454 big block on 47-inch tall military tires. Take it up to Chihuahua and whatever events I can make it to that, you know, it fits in. It's gonna outfit. It's fun rig. It's a lifestyle, honestly. Going through the mud and all the people it brings and all the good times to be had camping, and just wouldn't trade it for anything.
Fast forward back to October 5th. I'm going to bring my silver dually into Spokane for Steve Foreman to use to tow his big 50-foot trailer, and I'm going to use my blue Dodge that he fixed the axle shaft on for me. So while I go drop off the silver dually and pick up my blue Dodge, let's see what Mike Hefling has to say to Rusty here, because there's another race coming up this weekend, and it seems like there might be some competition.
So now I'm calling out Rusty Hale for Mountain Mania. Same tires, same setup, same everything, one-on-one. I will supply a broken fuel pump to the winner. Whoever wins gets the broken fuel pump to put next to their trophies. Rusty Hale, if you're a man, you'd take this challenge. Alright.
Next, I'm stopped here at Cassell Engines in Spokane, Washington, where owner Jeff Cassell has gotten in the brand new set of roller rockers that I have for my 489 and my truck Blazer that I bought last week.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cassell. I'm the owner of Cassell Engines. We build performance engines, we build blown alcohol engines, dragster engines, mud truck engines, and we also build stock engines. So if it runs on gasoline, we can work on it. Yeah, we do basic machine work too. We mill stuff. We have a CBN mill, a 30 seat cutting machine. We can do all head work, block work, crank work. We just purchased a crank grinder, so we'll be grinding cranks in the next couple weeks. Basically anything inside the motor we do in-house. We don't have to farm any of it out. We balance motors, anything attached to the motor we can work on.
And while I'm here at Jeff's shop, let's go ahead and listen to what Rusty has to say back to Michael.
Hi, Mikey, I accept your challenge, but the loser has to wash the winner's rig. And his whitey-tighties. So, if you're a man, you'll accept that, and Stan is not allowed to be there when, especially if I end up losing and having to wash your rig, because there's no way in hell he's standing behind me.
I'm on my way to Sacheen Lake, to our property we've had since I was in grade school. This will be the first of the last trips I'll ever be making here, as we have decided to sell the property. With so many other things going on in life, so many other things to do, I haven't had or taken time to maintain anything here or even stop by. This trip I've made with my parents so many times when I was young, and it seems so familiar, and so much a part of me. Yet at the same time, it seems so distant. This place has always been here for me, to stop at, stay at, or just be at. Yet I rarely do. I drive by on my way to do other things, and this place sits dormant. Over the years I've been gone, vandals have broken into our trailers and made a mess. Weather, nature, and time have taken their toll on the campers, trailers, and even snow sheds here. This all sits like a time capsule, a time I left off at but didn't return to. I transplanted these trees here as a kid. Ironically, over 25 years later, they live on exactly the same size. Some things don't change, but sometimes change is necessary. To give up on past dreams, to give up on past ideas, to give up on past goals, to move on realizing you can't do everything or be everywhere. Change is something big now that has to happen here, as I have a deadline to move nearly everything off this property in a few weeks. I'll be picking up a lot of stuff and sorting through many memories and stories. Ashton is here with me, helping to start take down 2 of the snow sheds, as I move and load stuff. My dad had a habit of saving anything that was savable, and salvaging anything usable. I'm kind of the same way. When I was a kid, I remember building these roofs using all used and salvaged materials, clear down to old used nails that we had to straighten out. The logs that were the posts, beams, and rafters were all logs from the land, and I'm saving as much of it as I can, as well as picking up all the other stuff. What can be reused will be, and what can't will go to the scrap pile. These sheds were on the verge of coming down anyways, so we're dismantling them just in time. I don't think they'd last another winter. I feel like we got a good start here this afternoon and evening, and I hope the rest will go as quickly. Now it's time to head on out with this first load, and then get ready to be at the Mountain Mania Mudsports Fall event this weekend. Let's talk with Neil Ackerman about his mud truck and going to the mud bogs.
Hi, my name is Neil Ackerman. This is the Dirty Cooter, the 78 Chevy pickup that's been hacked up a little bit on 2.5-ton Rockwells with 15-inch tractor tires, 454, 30 over, turbo 400, 205 case. A lot of fun. You work day in and day out at your normal job, and then you come up on the weekends and tear it up, and it's just a stress reliever. That's what it is. Oh man, I love it. that is, I love throwing the mud. It's got, you know, some 049 cast heads on it. They're hogged out. Kettlebrock intake, Poly 850 carb. I've had it in and out of the truck probably 4 different times, and Cassell's the last time I've had it out. And tell you what, he's money. This thing, I fire it up, doesn't matter after running it hard. It's like 70 pounds of oil pressure all the time. I like it, but it's basically a fun rig with the 5 seats, so that way you can take a lot of passengers. That's my goal one of these days. The truck will go up higher. The wife's already ticked that it's this high because you can't get in and out of it.
While guys like Neil are getting ready for the Mountain Mania Mudsports event this weekend, let's go back and check in again with Michael.
Hey Rusty, guess what, boy? I don't think you're gonna be putting me on the trailer. I'm gonna be putting you on the trailer. Oh yeah, look, she's just beautifully sleeping. Hi, I'm Michael Hefling, and I recently called Rusty hell out for the reason of just for the fun of it and to pick on him. So I'm picking on him. Fun guy. It's all part of the rivalry for racing, and just so he'll actually show up. If you don't do it, he won't show up for no reason. Me and Rusty's been racing each other for about 4 or 5 years. The rigs have evolved quite a bit. We started out in a step-side Chevy, and I still had my Love. It's a 75 Chevy Love and K5 Blazer frame. Got a 355 turbo 350 205 setup. GM 10-bolt front, 12-bolt rear.
What is it about racing that you like?
Adrenaline rush. Adrenaline rush, and you get to forget about everything while you're in the driver's seat.
I'm back up here at my place in Allentown, unloading my trailer that's loaded with logs and building supplies from the sheds we took down. Just like my dad did, I'm trying to salvage all the materials that I can and save everything in piles. So it takes more time than just dumping it off. I've got to sort it, unload it, stack it, try to save everything that I can. Next, I'm going to load up this 2.5-ton Rockwell center section for a surprise later, and throwing in some other parts for other people. And I'm going to load up these V-tread tires that I have, getting ready for this weekend like others are.
You can't never forget about our boys up north with the Mountain Mania.
We're going to try to make it out to Mountain Mania next weekend.
Oh, I love going to Mountain Mania.
Heck yeah, we love that family. Great place.
One of my favorite places in the world.
We're going to Mountain Mania next weekend.
I've been going for 3 years now over there. I haven't missed a single event yet.
It's a good, clean event. I like it.
Mountain Mania is a great place. It's always a good party. Barry and their family are very great people.
I'm removing this magnet off the stick that I used to extract my broken axle shaft pieces out of the rear end of Carnage, and I'm grabbing my socket so I can change my tires. Next, I'm stopping in at my brother's house to say hi to his mom. Talking with Betty here just a little bit and saying hi, and then goodbye again, as I've got to get going. Got to talk with my brother, but I'm running late already, so I've got to get going here. Next, I'm headed over to Sam's shop in Kettle Falls, as part of my process to get everything ready and in order before Mountain Mania this weekend.
I really like Mountain Mania and Chewyland.
Good family-oriented event, and they seem to improve it every year. And I have fun taking the whole family up there and wheeling on weekends.
Oh, it's excellent too. Excellent, very family-oriented.
Barry and his family are great people. They will help you out. They're always there if you have a problem.
I like Chewyland. It's got a lot more to do. A little more area to play around in.
Enjoy every weekend there. Make some great memories with my family and friends.
Oh, I think it's really cool because it's not as far. I don't have to drive a couple hundred miles.
Here in Kettle Falls, I pulled up to the shop where Sam's been working on my truck Blazer, and he had to replace the oil pump in it and to replace the roller rockers that I'm dropping off. So that's why I'm bringing them here. But not only is this the only reason that I'm here to drop off these parts, but I need my 54-inch boggers off the truck Blazer. Actually, I don't need my tires off the truck Blazer, but Don and Jake are going to run the 54-inch boggers on their rig, the FWB, this weekend. So I'm pulling them off and bringing them with me to Mountain Mania.
Why can't we all just get along? It's mud, it's fun, we like to race. So come out Saturday and let's race. It's no win, no lose, just us, our rigs, and the mud.
Already here on Friday afternoon, things at the Mountain Mania Mudsports open mud pit are in full swing already. Mud boggers and wheelers are already having a good time. And while all this free-for-all fun is going on today, tomorrow we're starting off with the NMRa races, and then to the money pit, where competitors have a chance at winning $1,000. But it's not always about the money, it's not always about the competition in racing, it's just about having fun. But even with all this fun going on, Michael and Rusty are still having fun, poking fun at each other.
Hey Rusty, you look a little constipated, dude. Maybe you ought to go take a poop, okay? But it's alright. I'll still love you after I whoop you. We'll see ya.
I did have to poop. So I took my little Mikey and I wiped my stand, and now I'm ready to race. Come Saturday, you're going down.
I'm here at Sam's in Kettle Falls, Washington, switching out my tires so I can bring my 54-inch boggers with me to Mountain Mania Mudsports. I'm not running any vehicles this weekend, I decided, but I'm going to let Don and Jake run my 54-inch boggers on their mud rigs. They're going to put them on the Bronco for the NMRa races and possibly on the FWB for the money pit. So I'm going to get these 54-inch boggers loaded up here in the back of my blue Dodge and take off from Sam's shop here and head down south to the mud bogs. I pretty much decided that rather than spending a bunch of time trying to throw one of my rigs back together, I'd rather just go ahead and take a little time of my own to help other friends out so they can run their rigs. Hey, there's Brad. So we're headed up the mountain here at Mountain Mania Mudsports, where not only do they have the free-for-all mud pit, but they also have the NMRa races, the money pit, rock crawling sections, a tank trap, hill climbs, and some other trails for people to have fun on. I'm showing up just with a load of tires to drop off for this round, but usually I used to bring a bunch of rigs up, but this time it's a lot easier to not have anything to break or have to fix afterwards. Looks like Steve's here. Oh, there's Dale. Kyle. Well, everyone's up here already. Let's check it out. Although I think I heard Dale say food, so let's go here.
That's good. Yeah, it's been cooking for about 7 hours.
So I'm going to grab some food to go while Trevor and Corbin are headed down to the pit and, oops. Well, accidents happen. Hey, there's Pete. There's Matt Fitchett. There's Kyle. There's Robert. There's Brian Bentley. Oh, there's the other Kyle. Nick. There's Shane. Byron. Looks like everyone's having a good time this Friday evening here at Mountain Mania. Sure, a part of me wishes that I had a rig here to play with, but part of me is also content with the fact that I don't have to worry about breaking anything, and I can just watch everyone else have fun, and in turn have fun myself, seeing everyone else have a good time. While Neil's fixing his steering column here, let's check in with Rusty, who's decided to pick on someone else besides Michael.
Stan, I challenge you to the mud bog up in Chihuahua. If you got any balls, show up with your big brown turd.
Pull off, working security up at Mountain Mania. Just making sure all these guys enjoy their time and having a good time.
hanging around here at camp with everyone else, having a good time. And I've got to return Don and Jake's magnet that I borrowed. And also going to help them start to change the tires. They're going to put the 54-inch boggers on the Mistress, which is their 2.5-ton Rockwell axle Bronco. Jake, Don, Wes, Steve, everyone else up here at camp loves the Mountain Mania mud bogs, and they're not the only ones.
We're here at Mountain Mania.
I've been coming up here to Mountain Mania, I think, since the beginning.
Oh, I think it's a blast. I mean, they put on a really good venue, and people up there are great. You know,
Always a great time out here, great friends.
We love it out here. It's a great time.
Thanks, Barry and Rhonda, for having us. It's always a great time.
Exactly.
Well, my day's not over yet. As other people are coming in, I'm headed out, going back into Spokane, Washington. It's where I've got to drop off a couple parts and things with Cale for a crew cab project that he's working on tonight. From here, I'm headed to the house in Spokane to stay for the night, and I'll head back to Mountain Mania in the morning, where the Money Pit competitors and the mud racers will get to battle it out.
Dan, guess what? Have fun at the races, buddy.
This Saturday morning, Barry's watering down the mud race pits. Stephen and Dare and the NMRa members have arrived, and I'm just getting here myself, pulling into camp, talking with some friends, and having some breakfast. The NMRa staff is getting ready to tech in vehicles for the races, and I've got my duties there as well. Others are getting ready to watch, competitors are getting ready to race, filmers are getting ready to film. And I'm here ready to stage up the drivers. Byron, Gerald, Casey, Shelby, Alan, Chris, Don, Jake, Jeff, Stan, and amongst all the other racers. Time for me to begin my NMRa duties to find and stage the racers. Jeff Thomas has a hub that's not locking in or staying engaged, so he's going to change it out for a drive flange so he can continue to race. It's now time to start the money pit. Looks like Wayne broke his front axle. There goes Bentley, starting off the large tire class. Don and Jake switched around and put my 49-inch IROX on the Mistress, but it's not running right today. However, Don's going to put the FWB to work with my 54-inch boggers, easily spinning him with the 557 big block. The boggers don't quite have the bite and grip as a V-tread or superior traction tire, but they still do give a good mud shower. And speaking of mud, mud's right there in it all, helping to pull everyone out. Next up is Tier Pots in the Freak on a Leash Jeep, powered by a 632 cubic inch big block. Those superior traction tires sure do dig in and fling the mud. Looks like Neil Ackerman is up next. Neil is actually surprising us all. He's made it the furthest so far. His Cassell-built 454 big block spun his tires with ease and got him the furthest point so far. But there's still one competitor left, and it's not the biggest rig here. Lloyd Standish may have the smallest diameter tires, but he's the only one to dominate the money pit here today. Lloyd always puts on a good show for the crowd, and even his fellow competitors acknowledge that. And by tallying up the scores here, it looks like Lloyd is the champion of the money pit for Mountain Mania Fall 2015. How about one more pass just to reaffirm that? I'd have to say I'm convinced of the winner. And there it is, $1,000 in cold hard cash. But we want to see it again, don't we? Well, the main races and competition are over now. Everyone can go back to playing around and having a good time. About your tires now?
Oh, I'm pretty happy about it, but they're still not big enough.
Wait a minute, there still was that one other race between Rusty and Michael. So we can't stop here. We've got to look and see who earned the bragging rights of this call out. We've got Michael and his Chevy Love, and Rusty and his 29 Ford, both small block Chevy powered. And here they go. Boy, I'm not really sure who won that right there at the finish line.
Who won that race?
I did.
What if Rusty says he won it?
I guess we're gonna have to re-race, and then I guess I'll have to really put him in dirt. We're gonna hold off on who gets to use fuel pump for the prize.
What do you think of Rusty's claim to the win?
It was tight racing, that's for sure, but I'll get him next time.
So you think it was a complete tie?
No.
You think you won?
Yeah, I won.
But he thinks he won.
Yeah, he thinks he won. You better get your truck fixed up a little bit better there, Rusty, because you're gonna have to push out a little bit more horsepower to catch me the next time.
To be continued.
Yep, to be continued.
We made it a little bit further than the majority, and I guess it was just pretty much luck. The motor, it didn't seem like it skipped a beat. I mean, I just, you put her to the floor. I'm extremely happy with how my 454 that Cassell built for me performed. I mean, everything worked out great.
Yeah, I was up at Mud Bogs and I was going through the pit real good and flew
it up, and I'm gonna have Jeff Cassell do all my machine work.
Well, I'm saying goodbye to all my friends up here at the end of another successful day at Mountain Mania Mudsports. I'd love to stay longer and talk with Barry, Rhonda, and the family, but I've got to head back in to Spokane. Tonight, I'm attending a surprise birthday party for Matt Hewitt. We've been keeping this a secret from him for a while, and he has no idea. In fact, that's the reason earlier I loaded that 2.5-ton Rockwell center section, because that is my birthday gift to him. So I'm meeting up with Fred, Ben, Brooke, both JDs, Wendy, Steven, both Ashleys, Bo, Tony, Kirsten, and a bunch of other friends to surprise Matt. And surprise him we did. He had no clue that we were planning this. Paula was successful in pulling this off. Usually no one can get anything by on Matt, but this time, he didn't have a chance. Mud bogs, rock crawling, racing, competitions, 4x4s, all kinds of off-roading and big trucks have for the most part bonded people like us together in one way or another. It's a bond we share from past experiences and past memories. Memories we share with family and friends that we cherish and that become a part of who we are. Just as embedded in me are the memories of stuff at the property by Sacheen Lake. So are the past times and stories we've shared at off-road events like at Mountain Mania today. And the people up there, children, adults, families, individuals, we all bond in our passion for mud, rocks, or competing. And these are lifelong friendships. Through hard times, through the thickest mud, we may challenge each other at times. We may call each other out. We may battle each other to take the win. But at the end of the day, we're all just that big off-road family.